So this topic is about the memory management. In the last class, you might have seen what are the different types of memories, right? And we discussed with a few memories as well. Okay? So a quick review for the memory hierarchy. See here, if you look into the pyramid of this memory hierarchy, you will be see here on the bottom, it will be a magnetic tape. The bottom of the pyramid will be a magnetic tapes, and on top of it will be a magnetic disk, a main memory, cache memory, and register memory, right? As a storage wise, this is having the highest storage capability, whereas this is having the least capability, right? In the access time, or what we can call it, the fast speed wise or fast one, see that the register memory is the fastest one, whereas the magnetic tape accessing is very slow. This is what is a hierarchy of your memory, out of which main memory is called also known as the primary memory, and it will be known to be a, there are two types. One is a read write memory, other one is a read only memory. Sometimes we will be calling this read write memory as random access memory, and there are two different types of memories, that is static RAM and the dynamic RAM. So we have seen the accessible methods for static RAM as well as the dynamic RAM and the differences between these two, right? And the other one is a ROM. It's a read only memory. It is a read only, as the name indicates, it's a read only, right? Again, there are different types: PROM, EPROM, EEPROM, and flash ROM, right? There are different types. Those are the things that we have seen that comes under the primary memory. The next comes is that it is a magnetic disks and a magnetic tapes. So magnetic disks, that the best example for this is your hard disk, and there is one more is called a floppy disk. At the end of this class, I am going to show that floppy, right? Hard disk you might have seen already in your computer lab in first year. Magnetic tapes, this I have a tape with me, and you can see this as well at the end of this class, right? So here, as the pyramid says, that the register memory, cache memory, main memory, magnetics, and magnetic tapes. Register memory that we discussed earlier, and cache memory that we are going to discuss today's class. Main memory, it is discussed this read write memory and read only memory, right? So today's class is cache memory, magnetic disks, and magnetic tapes, and one more memory is called a virtual memory that we are going to discuss in this class. So let us go first into the cache memory. So the cache memory, generally it is placed in between a main memory and the processor, right? See here, it is placed in between the main memory and the processor. Why it is so? Generally, when processor is executing some instructions, sometimes what will happen is it keeps on referring the same instruction again and again and again. So every time accessing from the main memory will be a bit time taking process. So what it will be doing is it will refer a small memory which is faster than main memory, that is called a cache memory. So some of the instructions which are accessed by the processor very regularly, that will be stored here. So automatically what the processor will do is, suppose if any instruction has to be executed, first it will check cache memory whether it is available. If yes, automatically it will be taken. And this is called, whenever it is checking it, that a memory reference is made. Memory reference, CPU is checking the cache memory, that is called a memory reference. And if finds the data, then that is called a hit, right? HIT, hit. And suppose if a processor is referring one instruction which is not there in your cache memory, that is called miss, then it has to refer from the cache memory to the main memory, and again it will get back. So see here, CPU needs a memory reference, then a cache is made examined first. If it is found, then it is fetched and is called as hit. And if it is not found, it looks into the main memory and fetch the instruction for the execution purpose. It is called miss. Okay. Then the ratio will be calculated in this way. Hit ratio will be calling it as, generally it will be high. It should be high. Number of hits must be high. So number of hits, the number of times that has found the instruction in a cache memory, that is hit, divided by total number of hits plus misses. So which means that how many number of instructions it is found here and how many number of references that has to be made to the main memory combined together will be in denominator. Right? So cache memory, generally it is fast accessible memory when compared with the main memory, that is 5 to 10 times faster than that of your main memory. So here there are three types of mapping methods in this cache memory. One is directive, and the other one is associative, the other one is set associative. For this, we are considering an example of a memory organization in this way. We have a cache memory of 128 blocks of each 16 words for a total of 2K words, right? So this is a cache memory description, and the main memory address is 16-bit address, and again the memory, it has 64K words, right, which will be viewed as a 4K blocks of 16 words each. For simplicity, this everything will be a consecutive addresses, continuous addresses that we will be viewing it as for our assumption purpose. So see here, the directive mapping method will be looking in this way. It has a tag and the main memory here. So blocks. So cache memory description, that it has 128 blocks. So 0 to 127. This is your cache memory, and this is your main memory, block 0 to 4096. Right. So because 64K of 4K each. Okay. So here how it will be done is, see here, the directive mapping will be in this way, that tag is assigned for everything and the data will be stored in this way, right? With it, each data is assigned with a tag and the index address, right? So for example, let us see 0 0 0 0, all zeros, so the data will be here. So first two will be tag and the next three will be the index. So triple zeros, the later three zeros will be the index and first two will be the tag. So 1 2 0, that will be taken from here and will be placed in cache memory, right? Similarly 0 2 777, 0 2 777, the content will be 6710, it will be placed here, right? So see here, the disadvantage of this thing is it cannot have two words with same index address but different tags cannot exist, right? So different tags will be there and same address, same index cannot be existing. For example, I have one thing called 0 to 000 and all zeros. 0 to see here, this is one thing, 0 to 000, and this is in your main memory. So if I convert this into it, it is not possible. So what will happen here? That is one of the disadvantage. So what will happen is that the CPU has to refer from the main memory, not from the cache memory. So for that, we have got the alternate way. That is what we call it as a set associative. That is the third method that we'll be discussing, how it will be eliminated. This right? Associative. In the associative memory is very simple. There will be augment register of 15 bits, right? So here, the address instead of the tag, everything will be viewed in terms of tags. That will be stored as address here, and the data will be stored here. So 0 to 777. It's a instead it is associated. 0 to 777 is associated to 6710. Directly it will be placed. This is what is a associative memory. Coming on to the next is set associative. The set associative, just now I told in a direct method, we have a problem that the same index, different tags cannot be exist. Now see here I have a index. I'm taking it as a set tags, two tags, 0, 1, 0, 2. So 0, 0, 0 is my index. So 0, 1, 0, 0 and 0, 2, 0, 0 will be placed here. That is what is called set. See here, tag, two tags, two different tags, but same index, block 0, block 1. It will be stored in that way. So here, see, 0, previous example, we are looking it as 0, 2, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0 and 0, 1, 0, 0. That will be case. This is one case. In this way, the set associative that we are using as. So this is what is a cache memory. Coming on to the other memory, that we call it as a virtual memory. Generally, when we are installing the operating system, part of your hard disk, in the hard disk memory, part of your storage will be asked for the virtual memory. Even you can check it in our operating system settings, then you can go for how much amount of virtual memory is allocated in for Windows 10 or Windows 7 or whatever the Windows operating system it is. You can check it, right? So for that virtual memory, it is a separation of user logical memory from the physical memory. It is physically does not existing. It is a what we call it as a logical memory. Only part of the program needs to be memory for execution. What will happen is sometimes the RAM, the main memory, right, it is full and will not be able to keep more of the instructions over here, right, which is accessing very fast. So what we do is, instead of this, we will be dedicating some amount on to the hard disk, right, which is very frequently accessed by the main memory, that is called the virtual memory. This memory is dedicated, and whatever the content from the entire part of the hard disk which is going to be accessed will be placed on this part, and from there it will be given onto the main memory, from the main memory to the processor. That is your virtual memory. Okay, so see here, this your secondary storage. This is your physical memory of the main memory and the memory mapping. So from page 1, page 2, that will be mapped in this way and they will be taken into consideration. So sometimes what will happen is, suppose you are referring something which is not available in the cache memory or in main memory, or sometimes in virtual memory. In the virtual memory it is not available, then, or you have a capacity of storing 4 words, right, 4 instructions, and the fifth one has come into the picture. Now one has to be replaced to store this. Which one has to be replaced? That we will be looking into the page replacement algorithms when we are discussing after this class, right? After this we are going to discuss about that only, with a problem, by taking into consideration how the page replacement algorithms will be work. Okay, so this is illustration. Coming on to the secondary storage, hierarchy will be register, cache memory, primary memory. Next one will be, next one we call it as a secondary storage. The secondary storage, there are two types, hard disk and the other one is magnetic types. So hard disks, so secondary storage, see here we have got a different types. One is floppy disk, we'll be looking into here, and the other one is hard disk, right? This is a memory card. 2-3 years back we used to use, very rare that we are using nowadays, right? And CD, most of the time we are not using this, and DVD, this is also outdated again. That comes as a Blu-ray, even we are not using that Blu-ray as well, right? And flash drives such as your pen drives, right? So these are the ones. So see here, I have a few things that with me, you can see. So this is a CD, or what you can call it as a DVD. It is in this way. So on this part, that entire data will be written with the help of a CD writer, a device which is attached to your computer, right? Or sometimes a DVD writer. Either it can be a CD or can be a DVD. With the help of that writer, that we will be writing the data onto this with the help of optical. So that's why this device is called optical device, optical storage, because the data will be written onto this or burnt onto this using a light, and the data will be read from this also using a light. That's why it is called optical storage device. All right, coming on to the floppy disk. uh, Nowadays it is outdated, even I don't have, but actually when I'm doing my BTech, we used to use these floppy disks as a storage devices, and the storage amount of data in this is just 1.4 MB. So please see, nowadays we are carrying a pen drive with 16 GB or 64 GB with a very small size. But at the time, we used to use only the floppy disk, right? It is a 1.44 MB only. So actually, I have 4 5 types of such floppies is with me as a memory, but with the innovation, I made it as a pen stand. I'm using this as a pen stand, right? See this. This is one floppy. This is the another floppy, and this another floppy. So for your reference purpose, I'm showing it as, so this is a, it is a Samsung floppy. You can see that it is a Samsung globe on it, right? So it is not moved actually. So here, whatever the metallic one is here, we can move it. Once we move it inside, what it is similar to your CD. There is a magnetic strip. The magnetic strip is there in a circular fashion. The magnetic strip is there in a circular fashion here, right? That is rotating. That is rotating. There is a spindle. I cannot show here. It is inside, right? So see here, in between, right? That is rotatable. So this that will be locked, and that circular plate will be rotating. And at the time, this one, see here, there is a hole. If we can move it like this way, but here it is not movable because I made it as a, I put it with the plaster. So here, once it is moved, then the magnetic disk will be exposed here, and the floppy drive, there is a floppy drives in a computers. That device will read the data from this. So this is called a floppy disk, right? Next is hard disk. So you might have seen, have you seen hard disk in your first year lab? I don't know in that, um, whether you seen it or not after opening it, I don't know, but I don't have now to show it. But see here on the screen, this is hard disk structure. It will be, there is a spindle. This is a spindle, right? Onto the spindle, how it will be is, onto the spindle, the magnetic circular plates will be kept like this. Magnetic circular plates will be kept in this way, one over the other, and each is having a read write head on both sides. This is a head. For example, if I took it my finger, so it will be a read write head. Onto the bottom also read write head. So both sides it is, the data can read and write. So side 0, side 1, next plate side 0, side 1, like that. So see here, this is the one. So one head, the other one, the other head on both on side of the plate, and this plate is magnetically coated. This plate is magnetically coated, and see here, if you if you clearly look, if you clearly look, the head is not placed onto the plate. There will be a small gap. That gap will be there, and whenever you properly shut down the system, what will happen is the read write head will go to its particular location, and then it will be shut down properly. Suppose if a power goes off, what will happen is the read write head falls onto the, falls abruptly onto that particular, like this. If keep, every time there will be abrupt power, and every time it is falling onto the same location, then it becomes a bad sector, right? You can see from your system settings, the bad sectors. Suppose every time it will be falling a bad sector, means the data at that particular location will be erased. Okay, so this is read write magnetic hard disk consisting of read write heads on both sides. So all the plates will be placed on a spindle, and these plates are rotating, and the data will be read from or write into the disk. This is what is your magnetic hard disk. Of course, this is bit heavy. The heaviest device in your laptop is this one only, but nowadays we have got, even this is removed or replaced with solid state drives that is similar to that of your RAM chip. The memory is coming up, that is a bit cost when we compare with this, right? In 64 GB itself it costs somewhere around 8 to 10,000, whereas the 1 TB or 2 TB will be costing around 7,000. So you can imagine 64 GB of your solid state drive is cost around 8K. At the same cost, you are getting 1 TB of this disk. Only the thing is, there is both advantages, disadvantages. So this is a bit heavy when compared with this, and heavy storage. When you see this is a heavy weight wise, it is a very lighter, right? And but the storage is very less when compared with 1 TB. 64 GB is very less. So that way, but research is going on. Future, everything is going to come in this way, so that your device or your laptop will becomes very light to carry. Okay, now the optical disc, just now I told the CD, so it will be divided into read. Even if you observe clearly, this, see here, lines will be the circular, so it will be divided into tracks and sectors. The data will be placed on tracks and sectors, right? Data will be read into or write from, sorry, write into or read from the disk. In this way, this diagram shows zeros and ones in the form of zeros and ones only. And the other one is a magnetic tape. The magnetic tape, right? So see here, there are two devices. Of course, so what I'm having this device, I'm going to show to you. This is a serial access device. You can find in many movies also, when they are going for searching for the video footages, they will be taking these only. So tapes will be there, right? So this is a tape recorder cassette, I call it as. We used to have two different types. One is a 60, other one is a 90. So 60 means 60 minutes duration, that this will be playing a songs on both sides together. So one side is 30, other side is 30. And 90 means it is a 45 minutes each. I don't know how many of you have seen this or how many of you listen songs, but during my BTech days, this is ruling. Of course, nowadays mobile is replaced everything, but this one we used to use using a Walkman and tape recorder, etc., etc. So see here, it is empty, right? That will be placed, and there will be a spindle. It is rotating, means that the reel will come and will entirely will be placed over here, right? In this way, right? During that time, the songs used to play. There will be a head again that will not touch. It is a circular fashion. Song 1, song 2, song 3, song 4, song 5, song 6. Regularly 6 songs of duration 5 minutes each. So 6 songs will be there. Suppose if you want to listen a 6th song, then there are two options. You have to forward it using a fast forward button. You need to wait until the tape rewinds here particular amount, then you check it whether sixth song is came or not. If sixth song came, then you can stop and then you can play, then you can listen, right? Or simply you have to wait until the 5 songs complete, then the 6th song will come. That is at the 25th minute onwards, 26th or 25th minute onwards, depending on the duration of the song. So it is that's why it is called a serial access. Similar to that, it's also there. This is a video type. This is for audio and this is for video. So in the marriages, the regular videographer will shoot it. After that, he will be giving a DVDs for you or pen drives nowadays, of course. But the thing is, in olden days, they used to give, and even nowadays also they used to give the cassette of this type. You can see a small cassette. On the other side, it has got two wheels. So if you keep that inside a player, generally VCR, video cassette recorder or video cassette player, VCP, it is used to be there, and we place in that, and then it is used to play, right? So inside also there is a magnetic tape. It is locked. I'm unable to open. Even I don't want, because it is my personal memory. So there will be a reel, a magnetic strip. I'll be calling it as reel. It is a magnetic strip, black magnetic strip. The entire data will be stored over there. That is what is a magnetic tape. Okay. So see here, the record gap, and the record gap based on that. Okay. So here we have another 10 minutes of time. We will try to finish off the next topic. So I think it is clear about the secondary memory, right? So when I'm discussing about the virtual memory, sometimes it needs to be going for the page replacements. So operating system will do this for page replacement algorithms, or even in operating system, or even in our computer organization, we'll be discussing these page replacements. So there are three types of page replacements. One is optimal page replacement. The second one is first in, first out, FIFO I call it as. The other one is least recently used, right? There are many, but as per our discussion, we have three. So here I am discussing with these three. So the memory reference, for example, the memory reference string will be in this way. First page 0 will be referred, next page 2 will be referred, page 1 will be referred, next page 6 will be referred, next. In this way, the reference string will be here, for example. And now we have got a frame of 4 only. Here it is 4 things. So at a time, we can store only 4 references. So first one, we store it as a first, right? So the next one will be stored in the second. So when it is stored first one, it is called a miss, because it is not matching with the reference. So we take from the memory reference and we store here. And second one, we take from the memory reference and we store here. And 1 and 6. These 4 are placed. So now this frame is filled. Once it is filled, so for all the three algorithms, first step is the same. So first step 0, in the second it is 2, in the next it is 1, in the next it is 6. The next one comes as 4. So this has to be placed in. So 1 has to be removed, right? So for that we use the three different: optimal, first in, first out, and least recently used. In the optimal, what we do is, to place 4, we look forward in this way. We look forward the string. Whether any of these 4 which are filled is occurring at a larger distance. For example, 0, after 4 immediately it is going to occur. 1, it is going to occur. 2, it is going to occur a certain distance. Right? 1, it is occurring at a certain distance. Suppose this 6 is not at all occurring anywhere in future in our string. So what we are doing is, we are going to replace this 6 with a 4. Now this is your fresh page reference. Now in the next one, the next has to be enter is 0. Check whether it is 0 as there. Yes, it is. So then it is called hit. I told no, when reference is made, if it is available, then it is called hit. And if it is not available, it is called miss. So it is available, hit. The next one is 1. 1 is available? Yes. The next one is 0. 0 is available? Yes. The next one is 3. Is the 3 is available in these 4? No. Then what we need to is serially look for which one is occurring at a larger distance. So 0, right? After 3, the 0 is occurring at in future? No, it is not occurring. So immediately remove this 0 with the 3. You may be getting it out, sir, even 4 is not occurring. But we are going in a serial. So first this one, next this one, next this one, next this one. We have to check in a sequence. So sequence, in the sequence, first one is 0. That is not occurring in future. So we'll be removing that one in this way, right? So there will be a 6 hits and 6 miss. So the fault rate is a 50%, right? This is an optimal. So which is looking forward direction, right? One disadvantage is we cannot predict the future, no? So sometimes this algorithm will fail. For that, what we use is we go for the another algorithm as a first in, first out, first in, first out, right? So the oldest page in the physical memory is one selected for replacement. Very simple to implement. Keeps a list. On page fault, the page head is removed and a new page adds added at the list. Okay. So see here, the same string I'm considering. So first one 0, next to 2, next to 1, next to 6. So the next one to be entered is 4. So next one to be entered is 4 means, so what we need to do is which enters first is 0. So the 0 is replaced with 4. Okay. The next one needs to be in is 0. So 0, see which one enters first out of which recent enter is 4. Uh, which one is the oldest one? This is 2 because 2 entered the first, right? Out of among all these, 2 entered first. So this has to be replaced and 0. 4 0 1 6. So 1 is there. So 1 is there. So it is called a hit. Next 0 0 is there, it is called a hit, right? Next 3 has to be entered. So 3 to enter into 3, the first one which is first in, generally we say that we 6, right? But page 1 it is here which is carrying from the first. This is a first in, even though if you referred very early, very previous state, but the thing is where it is entered, it is entered first when it is compared with 6. So that is removed, right? And the next one 6 is entered. The next one 1 is removed. So 6 is removed. The next is 1, no? So this one, for this one 6 is removed and 1. So 4 0 3 1. Next 2 has to enter. So which one has to be removed? Among all these, which is enter very late? See here, 4 entered over here, which is a first in out of all these, because this one is first, but it is left and it is again came. That's why this is first, right? So that will be replaced. So 2 0 3 1 in this way. One of the disadvantage is here, even see here, 0 2 1 6, next 4 is entered, but immediate reference is 0, but you are replacing it and again you are referring it. This is sometimes a disadvantage, but in the optimal, future cannot be predicted. Okay, looking forward, and here it is looking backward in terms in that way only. And the other one is least recently used. This is another algorithm, least recently used. So here the first step is same, 0 2 1 6 is entered one by one. Next has to be entered is 4. So to enter 4, so which is least recently used, all are recently used, out of which is least one, this is because it entered at first place, second, third, fourth. This is recent, right? This is least recent. So 0 is replaced with 4. The next one, 0 has to in. 0 has to be in means, so this is contained. So which is least recent again? This 2 is least recent because this is very recent, before that, and before that. So this one has to be replaced. So in this way, the least recent algorithm will works. So which means that it is looking backward from these 4. It is looking backward, which is least recently used. That is what is least recent use. Okay, and whereas optimal algorithm, what it is doing? Optimal algorithm is looking forward, right? And the first in first out is generally whichever first in, that is going to be out. There is a few more algorithms like last in first out, LIFO, similar to that of your first in first out. Next one is NRU, not recently used. These two we are not discussing, as per not these are got disadvantages and as per our syllabus it is not there, right? So these are the page replacement algorithms. So we have a less than a minute, and I'm going to share the notes, and already shared the textbook soft copy. I'm going to share the notes as well for this, right? And submit the assignment today. 24th is the last date I've given. Only few members have submitted, and till 8 in the evening, I'll be waiting for that, your assignments. And after 8, I'm going to lock it. I'm not going to consider your assignments. So you need to submit your assignments in